I'm BJ Vinton, and I'm from Whitehorse Winery, and I am co-owner with my father. Okay, so we were founded in 2013. We specialize in old world style dry wines. We have a host of really great red and white wines and a rosé, which is to die for. It's funny, we recently were at the governor's mansion, and he was quoting some statistics about how important we are. And the thing that really surprised me is I think they grossly underestimated the contribution that we make to the industry. I was just talking about just adding up the taxes that we all pay. But that aside, at our winery, so we have 25 acres planted and about 60 acres of land, and we have probably something around 44 people on payroll. So I think if you look at just the direct effect and the indirect effect, my background is industrial economics, so I think about indirect effects. I think it's pretty profound. Over 80 wineries right now. We see 350 people a week. You start doing the math, and it's a lot of people. We get a lot of people from out of state. We bring in a lot of out-of-state dollars, which also extremely beneficial to the local economy. Talk about multiplier effects, and you can get into that. I think it's huge. I think it's huge, and I think it's grossly underestimated right now. So what we have to look forward to this season and coming started with last season. So last vintage, 2022, was a phenomenal vintage. And one of the 1 in 10 years, 1 in 15 years kind of a vintage for us. It was very dry. We got just enough rain. And so we've already started to see some of the whites that have been bottled. The rosé that we had last night, our reserve rosé, is going to win the Governor's Cup again. I'm willing to bet a lot on that. All of the whites, which we are now able to sample, are great. The reds, we're going to have to wait another 2 years. But we are so excited about that vintage, which will be kind of dripping out there throughout the year. Just really, really phenomenal. So we hope that this year will be as good as last year in terms of the growing season. But the wines are just amazing from last year. I can't wait for the reds to be ready. Yeah, really. So Whitehorse Winery, named after the Whitehorse Pike. I did that for a couple reasons, but one is it's ubiquitous. So whitehorsewinery.com, and then info@Whitehorse, BJ@Whitehorse. Can't forget the name if you live in a tri-state area. So anything Whitehorse, #Whitehorse on Facebook, Instagram, Whitehorse Winery.